Today, we're putting the Samsung Galaxy A8 against an unlikely competitor, the Huawei G8. Both devices are in the mid-range premium category of the two smartphone brands. The Galaxy A8 has a larger 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display with a full HD resolution, while the G8 only has a 5.5-inch 2.5D IPS with OGS display technology. This puts the G8 at a slightly higher pixel density of 401 ppi compared to the 386 ppi of the Galaxy A8. The Super AMOLED display is visibly more saturated and has better contrast, while the IPS display is brighter and balanced. The blacks are darker in AMOLED as well. In some instances though, you will notice the flickering of the screen on the Galaxy A8, especially when the screen is mostly white. The Galaxy A8 has slightly thinner bezels and higher screen-to-body ratio. It is also very thin at only 5.9mm compared to the 7.5 of the G8. On the other hand, the Huawei G8 has an all-metal body, unlike the Galaxy A8 which only has a metal frame but plastic back cover. Both handsets come with a dual SIM capability and expandable storage via micro SD card. Both also comes with built-in fingerprint sensor, but only the G8 has NFC. The Huawei G8 runs on a Snapdragon 615 octa-core processor, while the Galaxy A8 gets the more powerful Exynos 5 Octa. However, the G8 comes with more memory at 3GB, while the A8 only has 2GB of RAM. Benchmark scores show that the Galaxy A8 putting up pretty high scores that goes up to 48,000 on Antutu, while the G8 only managed a little over 34,000, which is still pretty decent. However, in multitasking environments and some intensive games, the G8 performs better due to higher memory and 64-bit support of the Cortex A53 processor. Gaming for the two devices are both really good, though with graphics-heavy games, the Adreno 403 performs much better. The speakers on the Galaxy A8 is oddly placed beside the rear camera. It's small and produces mono sound. Huawei placed the speakers on the G8 right at the bottom along with the micro USB port. The sound is much better and louder. The A8 only registers about 75 dB at its loudest compared to the 83 dB on the G8. The rear camera on the Galaxy A8 has a 16-megapixel sensor, while the G8 only has 13MP sensor. While the Galaxy A8 does not have a built-in optical image stabilization, the Huawei G8 has one, so the difference becomes obvious, especially when shooting videos. The G8 also has a bigger pixel size at 1.127 microns, compared to the 0.998 microns on the Galaxy A8. G8 also has a dual-tone dual LED flash at the back, trumping the single LED flash on the Galaxy A8. The G8 also uses sapphire crystal LED just like on the iPhone 6. The 3050 mAh battery on the Galaxy A8 lasted us 8 hours and 6 minutes on the standard PCMark battery test, while the Huawei G8 trailed behind at around 7 hours and 46 minutes on the same test. To sum it up, the Galaxy A8 has a bigger screen, sexier design, a thinner profile with a powerful Exynos processor, and slightly better battery life. On the other hand, the Huawei G8 has a better build material, good display, more RAM, and much better camera. Most importantly, the Huawei G8 only retails for around 17,990 compared to the 24,990 price tag on the Galaxy A8.